Hello, Club Secretaries. This is Johansson Pico, the Division 28 West Lieutenant Governor, and today I will be going over how to compile and submit your first club monthly report form, also known as the MRF. You will be trained on how to do this at Officer Training Conference, but unfortunately, Officer Training Conference is on the 5th of May, which is past the deadline for your first monthly report form, which is due on the 30th. So let's begin by going to the CNH Cyber Key at cnhkeyclub.org. First, you're going to want to go to the Officers tab and click on Secretary. There are many resources here, such as duties, the Secretary Manual, and if you scroll down, you will see the monthly report forms. Download the version which you need. The major differences between these versions is that this has spots for 15 projects for your club, and this one has spots for 25. There are spreadsheets for the 2007 version of Word and the 97 to 2003 version of Word. So I'm just going to download the 15 project per month monthly report form. And if you also need additional help, here's the 2011 to 2012 monthly report form manual. So let's open this monthly report form in Excel. And here we go. Let's get started. Here is the instruction page. You can read this on your own. But the first tab that I'm interested in is Task 1. This is one of the most important pages because a lot of information on this tab will go on and transfer to the other months. What this means is, there are many formulas in this monthly report form, so a lot of this information that's on Task 1 will transfer to the other tabs automatically. So let's select the term. This is 2012 to 2013. Our club name is B. Franklin. Input your club number. It starts with an H and it is a few numbers. We are in Region 5 and our division is 28 West. 28 West. If you do not know your club number, you can get this information from the previous monthly report form, which you can get from your previous secretary. Next, you should fill out your basic club information, your school address, city, state, zip code, and phone number. Your club website, if your club happens to have one. Club Reflector, which is in most cases a Google group. If your club does not have one, don't worry about it for now. Your sponsoring Kiwanis Club. And the meeting time and location of your club. Say you meet after school. After school, specify what time and the location. If you meet in the cafeteria, input cafeteria. If you meet in theater, put theater, so on and so forth. This is the most important part. These are not used on reports and are not transferred, although it may be helpful to have them on the monthly report form. Your faculty advisor name, Kiwanis advisor name, their club's president's name, your secretary, and your news and or webmaster editor. You may only have one editor, whether it be a newsletter editor or a webmaster editor. Like I said before, these are not required because they will not be transferred onto the other documents, but they may be helpful to have on this task 1 page. These are general questions. The answers to the following questions will automatically transfer to the reports and will be calculated in the achievement report. We will be looking at the achievement report later on in this video. Just read the questions, and if they apply to you, just click on the drop down arrow and either input no or yes. Let's say yes, our club has a district officer committee member. Let's say no, we do not have an international officer. Does your Kiwanis sponsor fulfill the obligations of sponsorship? Are you connected with your sponsoring Kiwanis clubs? In most cases, this is yes. Is your club a co-sponsor of a Builders Club or K-Kids? If your club is, just put yes or no, depending on if your club sponsors one. Next tab is the club and roster directory. This page is not protected, and it's simply just a pre-made template for you that you could possibly use if you wish. My club did not use this when I was a secretary, but if your club wishes, you can use this as a roster and or directory. Just simply input your club members here and their information. You'll not have to worry about this tab until possibly the beginning of the next school year in August through September. There's also a service record here. This is not protected, so you may format it as you wish. But again, our club did not use this. This tab is not mandatory. You may use different methods of recording their hours, but this tab is here for you if you need it. Next is the club elections tab. This should be completed January through March of next year, not this year. This is the annual report. A lot of information from the monthly reports will be automatically transferred here. You will not have to worry about this tab until later on in the year. These are your project lists. You also don't have to worry about this for a while, but I will teach you how to do these steps in order to increase your annual report score, which is this. Right now it's 2 because we have not inputted anything. So let's finally teach you how to complete one monthly report form. Right now I'm on the April tab. There are some instructions here in the corner that you can read and use for advice. As you can see, this information at the top here was automatically transferred from the Task 1 tab here. So like I said, this page is extremely important to fill out first before you proceed onto a monthly report. Previous year. It says previous year because the Key Club year starts in April, and this does not correspond with our school year, which starts in August and ends in June. So for previous year, just put in the amount of members you have for this school year. You may get this information from a previous club monthly report form. Just ask your previous secretary for a copy of the file. Let's just say our club had 100 members. And as you can see, this automatically fills out and says 100. If any new members paid dues this month, then you would input that info there, and you would put the date that the check was sent and the check number. You can get this information from your treasurer and faculty advisor. These two are automatically filled out from Task 1. Let's zoom in here on club attendance. If your club had a meeting, then this is where you want to look. When it says week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this corresponds with the week here, not whether it was your first meeting of the month, so on and so forth. If you had your first meeting of the month on the first week of the month, then you would go here and simply input which date you had your meeting on. Let's say we had our meeting on April 4th. Then you would go to the drop down menu and click April 4th Members present, simply input the number of members that were there. Let's just say 70. Faculty present, this means if your faculty advisors were there. Input yes. If your Kiwanis sponsor and or any other Kiwanians were present at your meeting, you would type in, or you would select yes from the drop-down menu. Guests would include, guests, any formal guests that are arriving on your campus for the Key Club meeting. And if you had a program or speaker there at your meeting, you would input yes or no. And if you had an interclub, you would simply, oh, that's weird. I don't think that was on last year's month report form. I will ask about that. If your club also had a board meeting that month, then you would input the date that you had your board meeting on. Let's say our club has a board meeting every Monday. We would input April 2nd as our board meeting. And if we had a social and or special meeting, you would also input that in there. Let's say we had a social on April 11th. Then we would go to the second week and input April 11th as our social. If any members attended a Kiwanis meeting and or DCM, you would input when the Kiwanis meeting was. My club, sponsoring Kiwanis Club, meets every Wednesday. So let's say we went to the Kiwanis meeting on the 18th. You would go to week 3. You'd go to week 3, scroll down, find 18, and if your members were present, you would put yes. Next, we're going to focus on the division/region section. If there was LTG communication this month, you would select this arrow and a drop-down menu should show. It depends on what your club has done to communicate with the Lieutenant Governor, whether it be phone, electronic, mail, or phone, electronic, phone and mail, electronic and mail, and or all methods. Mail means an actual letter with stamp. Phone electronic means a phone call and or email / Facebook or whatever you use online. Phone, self-explanatory. Just select which method you use to communicate with the Lieutenant Governor. If there was a division council meeting, input yes, and input how many members attended the division council meeting. Let's say 10 members attended. If there was a Kiwanis division meeting, you would input yes or no. Region meeting and or event, yes or no. Officers training conference, this is next week, so no, there is none. If a president and or secretary is there at the training conference, you would put yes or no. Advisor at the training conference, if you attended the training conference, that means your advisor was there. So if you inputted yes for OTC, you would also input yes for this. If there's a leadership conference and or retreat, yes or no. Region training conference, yes or no. That's not until next October, so you don't have to worry about that for now. Special events such as a fall rally, a club banquet or a division banquet, you would input yes, as we had our end of the year banquet. There's no yes, but we did have our end of the year banquet, so you would put how many members you put it for the division council meeting. Let's put 10, and advisors must have been present in order for you to have been at the division council meeting, so input yes. If there's a Kiwanis special function, key leader, division conclave, CNH convention, there was CNH convention this month, so input yes. And if your club attended, input how many members attended division convention. Let's say 30. International convention is not until July, so you do not have to worry about that for now. Next, the project section. Ooh, this is where you get to input the amazing projects that your club has done. Let's say your club participated in 3 Square Food Bank. You would input that as the project title. This, I know the text is really small, so I'll try to zoom in here. This says total member hours, and this is total number of members. So however you collect hours, you're going to input that into this wonderful section. Total members, let's say 30 members participated in the 3 Square Food Bank. And total member hours, let's say we all worked for 2 hours. So that is a total of 60 hours. If you zoom in, you'll see that there are X categories. There are mark an X for whatever applies to this specific project. I'm just going to read these to you. Service project, project benefits club, ongoing project, division project, district project, governor project / focus, project with other organization, major emphasis project, project with Kiwanis sponsor, joint project hosted with Kiwanis, project with Kiwanis family, foundation project, and or fundraiser. And there are different types of funds that you could have raised during this fundraiser. It could have been funds raised for service and or funds raised for your club. So let's do this sample for the 3 Square Food Bank. This was a service project. If you're an ongoing project is a project that your club does like for the whole year, for example, or over the span of a few months. Say we do 3 Square Food Bank every month, then we would input X for an ongoing project. Division project, district project, if it applies for those, then we'd input an X. Governor project, I have no idea. Project with other organization, 3 Square is another organization, so you'd input X for that. Major emphasis project, whether it's a project with your Kiwanis, if your Kiwanis sponsor is there at this 3 Square Food Bank service event, then you would input an X there. Joint project hosted with Kiwanis or a project with the Kiwanis family, you'd input X there, so on and so forth. Since we did have K1 Day recently, let's do another example using K1 Day. Let's say total number of members was about, let's say 50 went from our club. And total member hours, we all worked 4 hours, so 200 hours. This was a service project. This was also a project with our, oh no, where'd it go? Okay, this was a project with our Kiwanis sponsor, and this was a joint project with Kiwanis, so you didn't put an X there, and this was a project with the Kiwanis family, so you didn't put another X. And if you scroll down, you can see that it automatically totals all of your X's here and the number of hours and members that you've had for that month. The most important part of the month, or not the most important, but a fairly important part, is the club snapshot. Here you can share your club's achievements from this month, share your successes, member of the month, and other great tidbits. Basically, you want to write down what your club has done for that month. And for example, I'm just going to show you an MRF that I did last year as a secretary. Okay, monthly report form. Let's go to March, which is my most recent one. Okay, if you can see, here's my March monthly report form that I submitted last month for my home club, NWCTA. If you can see, my club's snapshot is fairly long, and you do not have to write this much, but it is very important to share what your club did that month. You do not necessarily have to write an essay, but it is really important to share what your club has done in order for the Lieutenant Governor to analyze this report, because the Lieutenant Governor does read, why is this here? The Lieutenant Governor does read these snapshots, and it's important to share what your club has done for that month. So, it's your own section. There is no set structure on how to write this. It's simply you sharing what your club has done and what your club has achieved. So I'm going to exit out of that MRF. So that's what you're going to write in the club snapshot section. Next, the only 2 boxes that you're going to have to mess with here in the project snapshots is the chair of the event and the project description. Hours and fundraise and the name of the project is automatically transferred from the project section. So let's fill in our chair. Let's say our chair was B. Hansen. And the project description, bagged non-perishable foods for homeless people in the Las Vegas area. It can be brief. Okay, one day was cleaned up Lake Mead National Park with the Kiwanis family in Division 28. The project descriptions are usually brief, but it just explains what you did for the project. And that is all for the month. So what you're going to want to do now is save this club report. Save this as, okay, let's go to documents. The format that I would wish for your club to save your report as, just replace club report, replace it with your club initials. So the club initials for B. Franklin is BF. So just replace club report with BF underscore. You're going to want to put BF underscore MRF underscore 2012 to 13, which is already there for you. This is file name. File naming is very important as it keeps all of the files organized. Another thing you could do actually is before MRF input the month. So say this is the April report, so put BF underscore April underscore MRF underscore 2012 to 13, and you save it as an Excel workbook. I'm going to save it, and there you go, we named the file. Now quickly I just want to run how to submit your report. So I'm just going to use my email, which is a Gmail. You're loading slowly. No, why are you loading slowly? Gmail. It's my internet, not Google. Gmail. Okay, there we go. So to submit this monthly report form, you are going to submit it to d2aw.cnhkc.ltg@gmail.com. That is my email. And you are also going to send it to the division secretary once I appoint the division secretary. But for now, just worry about sending it to me. The subject I would like for you to have for your monthly report forms are your club name. So our club name was B. Franklin, and then put the month, April, and then MRF. All of your subjects should look like that. It's simple and it is easier to organize. Next, you want to attach a file. You're going to attach your MRF. Let's go to our documents, and you're going to find the BF April MRF 2012-13. In the body, you can put anything, or not anything, but you're going to want to put a general message. Hello, this is the Secretary of B. Franklin High School Key Club, and this is the April MRF submission. Please contact me if you have any questions. Thank you. And that is it. Oh, and you also want to send your email to the region advisor, which is Miss Palmer. You can CC it to Miss Palmer. Her email is apalmer at interact.ccsd.net, but since this isn't a serious MRF, I won't CC it to her this time. Once you proofread your email and make sure your MRF is attached, then you're going to click send, and your email should be sent. And yay, there is your MRF. Oh no. Okay, you're gonna open it. You open it, and there it is, the club monthly report for B. Franklin. And all the information is there, and the Lieutenant Governor will now be able to interpret this data and see what your club is up to. Thank you for listening to this long video, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. Thank you again. See you next time.